came in with 2 guys on. He did give up the double to score 2 runs, but he bear down and he got the last 3 guys out. That's big in that inning. So it's 5-2, and it's up to the rest of the guys to get them out.
Yeah, just when the Yankees got a couple of runs and it looked like they were getting back into the ball game, and it looked like the crowd was getting back into the ball game in New York, you had Embry come in, do a decent job. You had Timlin come in for a 1-2-3 inning, and as Zach said, you get Williamson back on the mound in the 9th inning, get his confidence back after that last outing in Oakland.
Mike Timlin, 1 perfect inning, struck out 1. What do you see from Mike Timlin at this point that you didn't see maybe during the regular season? Because right now he seems like he's lights out.
I don't see anything different at all. I just see him throwing the same pitches, fastball after fastball, and every now and then taking something off it to sink it a little bit, and an occasional slider, which he very, very seldom throws. But, you know, you pretty much know what you're going to get from Timlin. I think the one thing he does do that's made him effective, he's not afraid to go to a cross-seam fastball to come upstairs. It's not all sinkers. It's, you know, once in a while he'll cross-seam it, come upstairs on those hitters to give him something else to think about.
But, you know, the hitters go up there, they take that first pitch a lot against him, and then finally when they start to swing, the ball's upstairs and they get a lot of pop-ups.
And he doesn't walk anybody either, so you should be up there aggressive. You know he's going to throw a first pitch strike.
Let's get to this Red Sox offense, guys, because, you know, obviously against the Oakland Athletics, it was a very quiet series for the Red Sox bats, including Manny Ramirez. Of course, he came to life when it counted most. He has hit well in his career in the American League Championship Series, and tonight he got it started with the base hit, and then David Ortiz.
Well, he's, you know, Ramirez tonight had an interesting night. He had a bunch of hits in this ball game. I don't think he really hit the ball all that well, with the exception of 1 at bat. But it's good to see him pile up the hits, especially coming off the big home run in Oakland. David Ortiz, this was pretty amazing to me, because sometimes in a regular season, they would not even put this guy in the lineup against Masita because he's had no success against him. Eck mentioned it earlier. That was really a great at-bat. He fell behind 0-2 in that count and worked it all the way back, where he finally got a pitch out over the plate for the home run. That's a bad changeup right there. I mean, that was a 2-0 count. That's supposed to be, that change is supposed to be away. It goes down and in right into the power of a left-handed hitter for the home run. Of course, here's Manny. And we talk about home runs at Fenway Park, but at Yankee Stadium, that's a Yankee Stadium home run, about 1 row deep.
That is a cheap home run right there, but we'll take it.
We will absolutely will take it. Manny Ramirez with the 4 hits in the ballgame. Let's talk about the controversial home run off the bat of Todd Walker. It's amazing to me that Angel Hernandez right there could not see that that ball was fair. That is, now if it was Joe West down there, would have a story.
Well, it's amazing to me that the umpire, the home plate umpire, came running out and saying that's a home run and changes everything, which is, I think it was a home run. You know, this ball up there, when you first see this ball, it looks like it hits the foul pole up in the 3rd deck up there, and somebody puts a glove out, hits the glove and the foul pole at the same time. He calls it foul.
Jerry, it's a great call by Tim McCullen. I mean, if the replay showed that he was wrong, he would have been criticized very loudly for making the call from home plate when Angel Hernandez is right on the play. But McClellan, to make that call and have it be the right call, that's some outstanding umpiring.
Well, first of all, it's finally nice to see umpires in Major League Baseball get together and try to get the call right. For so many years, they would not do that. One umpire would never change the call of another umpire, very, very seldom. Now they're making it a point to make sure they get the play right, and they got the play right on this. I couldn't tell if the fan had touched the ball and it just dropped to the ground, but clearly, even if the fan touches the ball, you know, that ball was going to hit the foul pole. It was going to hit the foul pole. It was going to be a home run. So, you know, no major blowout from the Yankees' point of view on this. I think they realize the same thing.
There is no question that in years past, Red Sox history, that ball is going to be called foul, and we'll have to be talking about the Red Sox should have won the game if they got the call right. That's what makes you think about it. You know, all the things that have happened in the Oakland series, there's a lot of things going right for the Red Sox. There really are, and it makes you wonder, is this it? Well, we'll find out if it's it, but it's 1 game down. Let's go to New York where Joe Torre is at the podium.
Home run, got 3 and 2, man at first base, and bingo.
Back there.
Joe, your thoughts on the Walker home run and the decision to overrule it from behind home plate?
Well, we had one of those this year in Baltimore. We had the umpire at third base go down the left field line and call Aaron Boone's home run foul, and the home plate umpire overruled it. So it was one of those things where I go out and you know, I'd like to say it's unfair, but you know, we benefited from it earlier this year. You know, I think the umpires get together. When I was out there, you know, a couple of my players said it hit. You know, somebody reached out and touched it, or it hit the railing, and when Tim McClellan tells me that 3 other umpires saw it the same as he did, then I said, well, I got to walk away now because I'm overruled at this point in time. You know, it's one of those things. It was close to the pole, and you know, guys came out with replays, and they said one it looked like it didn't hit, and the other one looked like it did hit. So I mean, I can't complain about that.
Don. Joe, could you compare this Red Sox playoff team to the one in '99?
No, I think this club is better. This club is better. I think their offense is better. They have a different type of offense. You know, we talked about it all year. You know, you don't pitch well, they can beat you up, and they did. I mean, they got a lot of hits tonight. You know, we kept the run total down to where we could catch up, but we weren't able to. But a number of times this year, when we didn't pitch well, they let us know about it. So I think this club is better, and you know, we're going to have our work cut out for us. But we you know, again, our pitching's our strength, and you know, hopefully Andy tomorrow will get us back even.
Okay, Bob.
Joe, would you simply discuss Wakefield and just exactly what level?
You discuss them. I don't want to discuss them. You know, Wakefield is, you know, you're hoping the thing just tumbles, but when you know, when you see it moving quickly in the downward, you know, down, then you know it's a matter of,
right side.
you know, you hope you catch one. And the tough part for a manager, in my place, you really can't evaluate your ball club, because you know, in a knuckleball pitcher, it doesn't mean you're not hitting it. It's moving. And you know, I caught Phil Negro I tried to catch Phil Negro for a number of years, and you know, you could see how frustrated clubs get, and Timmy was he was terrific tonight.
Hal?
Joe, a loss is a loss, but this is far different than the loss to Minnesota in the first game in the division series, isn't it?
Well, you're right. The loss is a loss, and you know, I mean, we played these guys. It was even all year, and again, we got our brains beat out in 2 games, and you know, we come back and win the 3rd game when everybody you know, was saying what's wrong with you guys, and I think each game is going to have to stand on its own. But you certainly don't want to lose. You know, game 1, we felt good about ourselves. We're playing well, and you know, we just didn't pitch well enough, or hit. I mean, 3 hits. That's tough to win any ball game on 3 hits.
Bob?
I'll tell you what, I mean, Joe Torre manages the Yankees, but that's a good indication why he's regarded as such a good manager. I mean, they just lost a devastating ball game. It's game 1 of the American League Championship Series. He's nice and poised and relaxed because he's been there before.
Oh, yeah, this team's been down 1, down 2, whatever, up a lot, though. But the way he answers talking about Wakefield is classic. I mean, it's like, if I was him, I'd do the same thing. It's like, hey, what do you want me to say? We got 3 hits, Wakefield pitch. You know, what, we're a bad-hitting team because we couldn't hit a knuckleball? I mean, forget about it.
And he basically agrees that the umpire got the call right on the Todd Walker play, but lost in the whole question about whether it was fair or foul was a terrific at-bat for Walker.
Yeah, it really was. You know, first of all, he falls behind in the count, goes ahead in the count, I should say, 2-0, and he's really sitting on a pitch middle in, what he didn't expect to get. There's the breaking ball, first of all, for ball 1. Then Messina comes back with a changeup that could have been a strike, was not called a strike. Now a changeup. See Posada set up away. Well, inside goes the changeup, and that's not where Messina wanted to throw that ball. And that's exactly in a power spot for a guy like Todd Walker. That's the ball that left-handers hit the best, down and in and on the plate. And you can see just by the way Posada was set up that that's not where he wanted location of that pitch. And Todd Walker, who has made many guys pay in this offseason.
In fact, he made Hudson pay first game of the playoffs in Oakland on the same type of pitch, a little split finger that he almost flips out with one hand and has some pop.
And I would imagine, Eck, when Mike Messina looks at the tape of that and sees that sequence, he's going to be probably kicking himself for that.
Well, he wants that changeup to go down and away. And, you know, 2-0, changeup's, you know, a trick pitch, but not in that happy zone, left-handed low and in.
All right, you're watching W.B. Mason's X Earnings, a special presentation. A little bit later, I'm going to tell you about something very interesting at the RemyReport.com. I don't know if you even know I know about this, but there's something new at the RemyReport.com. If you've been there, you already got your T-shirt, you want to stick around, because I'll tell you what's up there and find out if Wally really had something to do with this win here tonight. The Red Sox take game 1 of the American League Championship Series. We're back after this.
It was the crime of the century. Babe Ruth sold to the New York Yankees.
And I meant to find out why.
From W.B. Mason's low-price assurance detectives.
The name's Mason, W.B. Mason. We were searching for clues to explain why the Red Sox sold Babe Ruth when I spotted a familiar suspect.
Hello, boys.
Ever seen this before?
My office supply bill, so?
So, that's high. So high, the Red Sox sold something big to pay it.
Something big? Oops.
If only the Red Sox had saved money on my office supplies. Who knows what might have been?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew? Who knew?
Who but W.B. Mason?
My team counts on me to give a great performance. Kick after kick after kick.
Now during truck season, get up to $4,000 cash back or 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash on Ford Ranger. The #1 selling truck in its segment 15 years in a row. Ranger with up to $4,000 cash back or 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 Ford credit bonus cash.
Truck season going on now at your New England Ford dealer.
Furniture ads show you a table and 6 chairs for a low price. But then you read the fine print. In actuality, it's only 4 chairs. Who wants a dining room with only 4 chairs? It's an illusion. Then they nail you for the extras. Here at Bob's, it's a whole lot different. Not only do you get a table and 4 chairs, and what a table and 4 chairs, Bob's gives you 2 extra armchairs and 2 extra side chairs. No fine print here, no illusions. Furniture shopping will never be the same.
Tonight's show is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office product supplier of the Boston Red Sox.
The Yankees with home field advantage, not anymore as the Red Sox grab that away. Scary moment for the Yankees. They knew it was going to be their bad night because they almost get attacked by the bald eagle on the field to help celebrate the festivities. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Scoreless in the 4th. Not anymore. David Ortiz was 0 for 20 against Mike Mussina before he finds the top deck with the tall jack, and it's 2-0. Top of the 5th. Todd Walker will turn on a pitch against Mike Mussina. That ball is high, deep, and it is called foul initially. The umpires, though, Rem, get together and they'll change the call.
Yeah, that's the most controversial play of the night right there. But again, as I mentioned earlier, it was good to see the umpires get together. Tim McCullough got a very good look at it from home plate. As you mentioned, it's hard to believe how Angel Hernandez could have blown that call right on top of it. That's why he's down the right field line. But obviously, they got the play right. There was no big argument from the Yankees.
And then Manny Ramirez goes the other way, takes advantage of the cozy confines in right field. Manny's starting to heat up. Had 4 hits tonight. Red Sox lead at 4-0. And really, Tim Wakefield, the big story.
What can you say about Wake? How about that right there? Fastball right down the middle, 78 miles an hour. Along with all of this stuff that is just dancing.
How do you strike out on a fastball?
I have no idea. It's amazing.
Were you curious to see why he came out of the game? I mean, I was stunned when he took him out of the game. I know he walked a couple of guys, but his pitch count was still pretty low.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that. Kevin Millar will add to the lead to make it 5-0, the play that Derek Jeter probably wants to keep in the infield. But that's an interesting question, Rem. You wonder why Tim Wakefield was pulled from the game.
The only thing I can think of is that he felt like after a couple of walks, they are going to use him probably out of the bullpen in this series sometime. You know, they say they don't want to use the starting pitches. They don't want to use Wakefield all low. But don't be surprised if they have to. I wouldn't be surprised to see both of those guys in relief appearances. Remember, Lowe's going to have an extra day's rest in this series, the way the pitching rotation is set up. And if he needs him, I'm sure he's going to go get him.
By the way, oh, sorry,
I'm just saying, you got to get scared sometimes. All of a sudden, he throws 8 out of 9 balls. Like that's the last 4 balls, 8 out of 9 balls. It's like, is he ever going to throw a strike? He's just going to barely try to get it over. I mean, it's kind of scary, you know. I mean, you go back. Embry gave up a double, but I think you had to take him out.
That's the one thing about Tim Wakefield. I think we all agree on this, is that when it does go bad, it can go bad very quickly.
And he scares managers. You know, managers don't know how to manage with the knuckleball pitches because, as you mentioned, it happens like that, and they don't have anybody ready to go.
He was outstanding tonight, though. Goes 6 innings, 2 runs on 2 hits, walks 2, strikes out 2. The Red Sox bullpen, though, last 5 games, 14 2/3 innings, no earned runs. They have 2 wins and 2 saves. How about that?
I mean, that is a turnaround. Who would ever thought they were going to support 14 innings of nothing? I think Timlin's been fabulous. You know, Williamson was great up until the last game in Oakland. He's back on the mark. I mean, they got a lot of guys. I mean, Embry's been throwing the ball good. You know, he's throwing the ball very, very hard. I mean, I like their bullpen.
Everything's going right. Everything is going right. Who would have thought 3 weeks ago that Scott Williamson would be the guy closing out games for the Red Sox in the postseason?
And you got Kim sitting in the dugout.
Not even on the roster.
Not on the roster. We'll talk about that in a bit. But Mike Timlin, one of the heroes tonight, pitched a very good inning. Let's go to New York.
And, you know, a lot of people kind of put a little more of their opinion on us than we needed. So, you know, we're just taking it one hitter at a time and trying to get guys out.
It's got to be a lot easier to feel good about what you're doing every day when you come to the ballpark in the afternoon. That, you know what, we're going to succeed today.
Well, I mean, don't you feel like that every time you get out of bed?
Well, not necessarily. Things are going bad, you know. Sometimes they snowball.
Well, you know what? You choose to have the attitude. You know, if things start to roll bad, you choose to have a bad day. I mean, it's all a personal choice. So, you know, I believe that you know, God's working for me, and He wants me to have a great day. So I believe in that, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a great day.
Mike, after what this team had been through to get here, the hours, how important is getting this first win and sort of finding your legs in this series?
Well, you know, we've been riding the hard road, you know, and that's okay because, you know, if it's hard and we get there to the end, then you know we really earned it. And you don't get a great goal unless you work through adversity.
First game, though?
It's still hard, though, right? It's not any easier now. It's still, the road remains hard.
Well, I'm not saying it ain't nothing paved gold, you know.
The only 8th inning, of course. What was that all about?
I don't know. I guess he wanted McClellan to take a look at my hat.
What did he say when he came out to look at your hat? Did he tell you why? Or?
He said, "Do you have anything on your hat?" And I was like, "No." So I took it off, and he looked, and it was done.
Looking at the outside of it, that's what it looked like.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, if I was closer to Torrey, I would have asked him, but I wasn't.
Is that rosin up there or anything? Or?
Yeah, it's just rosin.
That's what Shield had earlier when he was up, right? The same thing?
Yeah.
You said when you everybody was loose. I mean, you guys have seen the play like loose and fancy play without a care in the world. That's why you look at it.
Well, we've been trying to do that all year. We've been just trying to relax and go out and play ball. You know, if you put too much pressure on yourself in too many situations, you're going to crack. So most of the time when you play loose, you have fun, and you're a lot better at it.
What was it like watching?
What do you make of Joe Torre asking the umpire to check his hat?
I don't know. It's gamesmanship, I guess. I really don't understand that at all. I mean, does somebody say that he's loading balls up? You know, because he's getting so many people out, all of a sudden you get people out and people start questioning, what's he doing? Is he loading the ball up? Is the ball dipping too much? Who knows?
Yeah, I think, you know, probably somebody on that bench may have said something to Torrey because it's no major deal here. He's had rosin. What he does is he gets the rosin bag, then he goes right to his hat, and that's why he has that rosin on top of the hat. It's been like that all season long.
It's an old, dirty, nasty-looking hat anyway. I mean,
some younger pitchers may be kind of phased by that a little bit, but not Mike Timlin.
He didn't look real happy in those interviews, did he? I mean, it's like, you know, get out of here. I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't think he wanted to even talk.
Well, the Red Sox should be happy. They win Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. We're back with more on this special presentation of W.B. Mason's Extra Innings.
With your first love comes a first breakup. And with that first breakup comes an older brother.
You'll be okay.
Who knows just the right thing to say.
Come on, let's go to Friendly's.
Right now, try Friendly's Chicken Fajita Salad, our new steak fajita entree salad, or any of our delicious fajitas, and get a hot fudge sundae free.
Here you go.
You and me and Friendly's.
You bring me Masaka or it's your badge! Come on, Buddy Lee. Let's make like a tree and go.
Look out, Buddy Lee!
I got to get me some of those jeans.
Starting with me, everything in this place is mean and miserable.
Is that a tear in your eye, Private? Do you want your mommy? Are you going to cry?
I'll kick the tradition and chivalry out of you.
I suggest you shut your mouth.
I can't hear you!
Nothing is over until we decide it is!
Just one more thing. Don't ever make me mad.
Sweet dreams, ladies! Straight left, right, left, ha!
Tune in for College Football Saturdays each week on NESN. Be true to your school till it hurts. When it's fall and it's Saturday, it's gotta be football time on NESN.
Now, Now this is what we're talking about, a little better offensive effort for the Boston Red Sox in this ball game tonight. Johnny Damon not playing, Todd Walker at the top, leading off. Jerry got the job done. Yeah, you know, it's critical, obviously, when Damon out of the lineup because he's such a catalyst for this club and has been the whole second half. But when you can get Walker in that top spot, give you a couple of hits on a night plus the home run, that's big. Obviously, Manny huge tonight with the 4 hits in the game. Millar, who has been very quiet in the playoffs, 2 for 5 in this ball game, a couple of singles. So some of the guys that had been struggling tonight did heat up a little bit.
Nice to see that Nixon got a couple hits, and makes you think about tomorrow night against Pettit. Will Nixon be in the lineup? He got a base hit line drive off a left-hander late in the game, so I wonder if he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. We talked about that. Jerry, what do you think about Manny Ramirez in terms of, it just seems like when he gets into a groove, and I know he didn't hit the ball all that hard tonight, but he's still going to look and realize he went 4 for 5. He was pressing in the Oakland series. You could tell by how relieved he was by hitting that big home run. Now here he goes in the American League Championship Series. Before this game tonight, he was hitting .302 in his 3 previous appearances in the American League Championship Series. He could have a big one for the Red Sox.
He could, and I think Manny, I think he's better off against this Yankee pitching staff than Oakland. You know, those 2 guys out there that were dealing, give him a lot of problems. And but I think this Yankee staff, he's more familiar with them. They see him more. They faced him 19 times during the season. And of course, here's the home run that just makes it over that short porch in right field. But you know, as you mentioned, Bob, when he looks in the paper tomorrow, he's got 4 hits, and that builds up your confidence.
I'll tell you what, I'd be afraid of facing Manny in New York. I mean, he can hit the ball. He's got so much pop the other way. He's hard to pitch to in New York when he can just flip balls like that out. I mean, he's tough to throw to.
He also hits well at Yankee Stadium and at Fenway Park, unlike going to Oakland and realizing that's not a great place to hit.
Well, the other good sign about this, Bob, too, is the fact that he goes the other way. You know, Manny, to me, is at his best when he's thinking center field, opposite field. Let the ball go where it wants to. But when he sets up to hit that way, that's when he's the best hitter.
Now, last time these 2 teams met in the playoffs, you guys remember it was Kent Mercker in Game 1? Tim Wakefield in Game 1, and you know, you could not ask for anything more, Dennis, than what Tim Wakefield gave him tonight.
I mean, he really did. He made it look easy. He gave up 2 hits, then he got 14 guys out in a row, and then all of a sudden he walked 2 guys. And Embry came in there, gave up a quick double, scared you a little bit, but came back and got 3 guys out. Timlin did the job. Williamson did the job. Confidence galore. These guys are on a roll.
And Jerry, first road win in the American League Championship Series for the Red Sox since October 12th, 1986. We all remember Dave Henderson hitting the home run.
Yeah, and nothing phases this ball club. It's amazing. You know, they go out. I mean, they should have been out in 3, as we talked about, against Oakland. They can go on to win that series on an emotional high. They fly back across the country. They've got to be dead tired. But they go out again tonight, and they made the Yankees look like a tired ball club.
I'll tell you, it's really fun watching the game with Jerry because he keeps telling us, this is the year. This is the year. We all believe here at NESN. Jerry keeps telling us after every inning, this is the year. Let's go back to New York now. Tim Wakefield, tonight's winning pitcher.
I felt good tonight warming up, but there has been days, you know, where I felt great warming up and get on the game mound and it's totally different. So, and there's been days where I felt like, you know, crap in the bullpen and then feel great when the game starts. So, I really don't try to use my warm-up session as an indicator.
You come back in relief if you have to during the series?
Absolutely. My spikes will always be on.
Place of the injured Jonathan Klein. I think he gets into the action. Is this any sweeter in view of what happened in '99? Did it enter into your mind at all now or even before the game?
You know, not really. You know, I feel very blessed to be able to be in this situation again with a different team. We have some returning players from the '99 team. You know, unfortunately, the decision was made to take me off the roster. But it's a totally different year this year, and I feel very, very blessed to be able to start Game 1, and you know, our offense did a great job scoring runs and getting us a win tonight.
Tio.
3 victories in Yankee Stadium this year. What does that mean for you personally?
Where's the question coming from?
Back there, behind the post.
Oh. You know, the 3 wins, or the 2 wins prior to the season being over is important, but the most important one is tonight. You know, we got ourselves in a situation where we got into postseason play, and you know, it's been an exciting past 4 or 5 days. The travel's been tough, but I think we're still running on adrenaline right now, and you know, it's great to come into Yankee Stadium and take Game 1, and you got to give all the credit to our offense tonight. They did a great job.
Well, it is a sharp contrast. Tim Wakefield, of course, he will not forget being left off the playoff roster last time around. And you know, we talked about how managers don't know when he's going to lose his best stuff. He said he knew he had his best stuff in the bullpen.
Well, I know when I used to throw, you know, before a start, you know, I'd have my good gas, and I was planning on having my good gas. He says he goes out there, he doesn't know if he's going to have it or not, because if he doesn't have it in the bullpen, he may not have it out there. He doesn't know, and if he doesn't know, I don't know who knows.
How much easier do you think it made it for him to pitch when he got the lead? I mean, the Red Sox were able to give him the lead.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, any pitcher, I don't care if you're a knuckleballer or not, you get a 2-run lead, you got something to work with. You're not worried about the first hitter. Every pitch, you know, it's like Zito. When you gave Zito a big, you know, lead over there in Oakland, he started throwing nasty breaking balls. So it helps a knuckleballer, too.
Well, Jerry, Messina was dealing until the 4th when Manny gets on base. Then David Ortiz comes up, hits that home run, and it was one of the best at-bats the Red Sox have had in the postseason.
Yeah, this is certainly the best at-bat of the night, and you're right, Bob, probably one of the best of the whole season. Messina at this time pitching fairly well. He starts him off with a curveball right there for the strike, another curveball, and this, remember now, this is a guy that Ortiz has never had a hit against. Fouls off the fastball, and here's where he tries to go up and in to try to get him out. Inside, that's how they want to get Ortiz out. Missed a couple of pitches there, fouls off the changeup, and then right there another changeup that's going to be off the outside edge. And I think this is the pitch that Messina right here just lays right out over the plate, the fastball, and Ortiz just completely loses that. So, you know, he fell behind in the count 0-2, did a good job of fouling off some pitches. Messina tried to bust him inside under the hands to get him out, couldn't get it done there. Then he finally left that ball out of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
0 for 20 lifetime against Mike Messina before that hit.
I tell you what, I mean, when I'm going to a game and I know somebody's 0 for 20 off me, you'd think, boy, he's really confident. I'm thinking, this guy, sooner or later, he's going to get me. I mean, not that I'm negative, but I'm thinking, man, this guy's bound to shoot me one of these days.
That's the mentality of baseball players. You just wait for it to drop.
All right, more post-game reaction coming up from the Bronx. We're going to look ahead to Game 2. The Red Sox now have home field advantage. They've already accomplished what they wanted to do in New York. That is at least gain a split. They've done that already, but tomorrow they'll try to make it 2 straight. More WB Mason's Extra Innings right after this.
It's a good feeling. Breaking it down for you.
Nobody but your Ford dealership can give you the works. An oil change, expert inspection, and a whole lot more for only $34.95 or less. And nobody beats our price in the name brand tires we sell. Like 4 select tires for only $99 or less. Hurry in for quality care auto service. See your participating New England Ford dealer today. Open Saturday.
Hey, you think reality TV is hot? How's this for a reality check, okay? A bunch of 250-pound guys skating at you, full speed, elbows high, firing 100-mile-an-hour pucks in an enclosed arena of ice. And to add to the pressure, you're wearing the same B on your chest worn by Schmidt, Busick, Orr, Bork, and Neely. Huh? Put that on television, okay? And that, my friends, is cool TV.
Get out of here!
Boston Bruins hockey on NESN. Cool TV. Now in HD.
It's October on NESN.
Are you fast enough to make millions of hearts race? Strong enough to drive away fear? Cool enough to make the competition sweat? They are. The drama of the NASCAR Championship, coming to TNT.
NASCAR Racing on TNT is brought to you by Chase Toys on the Thorndike Road in Unity. 948-5729.
Wow, somebody's letting go today.
It's okay. I had Subway for lunch.
Subway, low-fat sandwiches so you can feel good about being good and okay about being bad.
It's okay. I had Subway.
Subway, good so you don't always have to be.
Every Sunday, get 2 fresh-made regular sandwiches for just $8.99. Delicious meats and toppings on fresh-baked gourmet bread. Every Sunday, 2-foot-long sandwiches for $8.99.
You got out of that inning, Timlin goes the 8th, Williamson the 9th. I mean, all of a sudden, it's setting up pretty well, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you know, the bullpen in the first round came up pretty big, and we were able to hold them off tonight in Game 1. And I think that's getting Game 1 was very important for us.
Gratifying for you, Ellen, that you're coming in for an inning. You know, you're not being used as a situational guy necessarily, a one-inning, you know, a one-batter guy that you're coming in and working your way out of the inning.
Well, at this point, I'll do whatever it takes, but I like to get out of my own jams, and to have the confidence for Grady to let me face the righties was big for me.
You said important on Game 1. I want to ask you about that because the way you guys rolled in here, weird sleep, if any, over the last few days. Important to get a split here, obviously, but to get this first one and get your legs in this series.
Oh, it was just great to get game one. You know, we didn't exactly come in with the freshest legs, but at this time of year, it doesn't matter. Adrenaline pretty much takes over, and it was just how it fell today. To get at least a split out of here was what we wanted. And we're guaranteed that at this point.
That's where we're going. Seemed a little more like the team we saw most of the regular season.
Oh, most definitely. We showed, I mean, David came up big, Manny came up big, Millar came up big, Walk, everybody. I mean, that's what you expect out of this lineup, and that's what happened.
Well, you cannot say enough about what this Red Sox bullpen did tonight. 3 innings of one-hit ball. They didn't walk anybody. They had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, I remember we had Tim Wakefield up here earlier in the year, Jerry. We were just talking about Tim Wakefield a little bit. And one of the things he said, I asked him, how do you know you have the good knuckleball? And he said, usually when Doug has to go back to the backstop a couple times chasing it. And really, Doug Mirabelli did a great job tonight behind the plate.
Yeah, that kind of goes unnoticed a little bit, you know, because a lot of the games that Wakefield pitches, you see the ball rolling back to the backstop on a strike to 3, and they get a man at first base. And he was pretty clean behind the plate. Eck made the good point that a lot of the knuckleballs tonight were not really dancing up and away or up and, you know, outside. They were just kind of floating in there and dropping and stuff, so it made it a little bit easier for him to catch. But yeah, there's a lot of talk, you know, should Mirabelli be in these playoff games? Well, he's in there for a reason, because he handles them pretty well.
Well, it's nice that he had a lead like that, you know, because not only that, he didn't have nobody on base. He gave up a couple hits in the 2nd inning, and after that he got 14 guys out in a row, which makes it easy. I mean, it really does, because you got a lead like that. I remember Charlie Huff used to pitch all the time. You were dying to get a guy on second base, or first, anybody get on base, so maybe he would try to not throw that nasty one. But tonight it was consistent all night.
And he didn't walk anybody until he came out of the ball game, those 2 consecutive walks in the 7th inning, and then he got the hook. Grady Little, the manager of the Red Sox, guiding his team to Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. He is with Tom Caron at Yankee Stadium.
Thanks very much, Grady, to get the first win here after what you've been through as a team over the last 72 hours or so. How impressed are you by that offense and by the pitching you got tonight?
Well, I tell you what, I was very impressed, and I think that it's a result of finally being able to get one good night's sleep. We were able to sleep, and every once in a while these boys in this business like to sleep a little late, and we just haven't had that opportunity lately, but I think that sure helped out there tonight. The bats started to come alive a little bit. We got good pitching from Wakefield and all those guys coming out of the pen, and everything fell right into place tonight.
Talking to Alan Embry, he said once Dave Wallace came out and said, give up the out, give up the 2nd run to get the out. He said once he got that out, he was right on track. So obviously that's pretty good advice.
Yes, I think Dave Wallace has some good results when he goes to the mound. He has all season long, and tonight was just another one of those days where it was the right time to make a trip out there, and he said the right things and got the right results.
You go right back to Scott Williamson after another great inning from Mike Timlin, and obviously they both respond very well tonight.
Yes, they did, and we put Timlin through the torture test over there the other night in Boston, and he felt the results of that, so we're going to try to stay away from having to do that with him very often, but the job that Scotty's done for us in these recent games has been outstanding, and he's going to continue to get the ball in the 9th inning.
Grady, let me ask you finally, just the offense. Sort of had the feeling this was going to happen. It didn't happen during the Oakland series. You had to sort of scratch through some things, but the hits were coming tonight. Felt a little more like the team you coached in the regular season.
Yes, they were. They were coming, and we were certainly due after that series we just came out of. But it's good to see a few of those balls leave the park. It's good to see Manny have a great night like he did, and the big hit by Millar there with a couple of outs. Everything is, we know we can hit. We just got kind of went through a little rough road there playing those guys with the A on their jersey over there. But I think we know what we're capable of doing, and tonight we showed signs of life.
All right, Grady Little unbeaten with the buzz cut. Let's go back to Boston.
Yeah, actually, Grady Little and Theo Epstein both going with that buzz cut now. I think Johnny Damon's one of the few holdouts. My question is, how about at the W.B. Mason's extra inning set?
No. Are you kidding me?
Boy, see the kind of reaction you get? You talk about
that outrage doesn't grow back.
Hey, Dennis, how important was it for Grady to give the ball back to Scott Williamson tonight? He pitched so well in that Oakland series, had the setback in the final game, but tonight to get the ball and to hear from Grady again that he is the closer.
I mean, it's a lot easier for him to give him the ball with a 3-run lead, but he had to get back on that mound, because what happens tomorrow night? He gets the ball, hasn't been out there since he walked 2 guys in that Oakland series. I mean, he needed the ball tonight, so he'll have confidence tomorrow night.
All right, let's take a timeout here in W.B. Mason's extra innings. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect now in Game 2 from the Boston Red Sox in the Bronx as the Red Sox leave the yard tonight in a hurry and win this one 5-2.
Money, they've been working hard to make Old Fenway feel like you're back.
When you find out that the Accord EX-V6 has a 240 horsepower engine, an available voice-activated navigation system, XM satellite radio, and heated leather seats, you may see the Accord in a whole new light. The Accord EX-V6 for 2004 from Honda.
Try a delicious breakfast sandwich on a freshly baked bagel from Dunkin' Donuts. It's just the thing you've been waiting for. Stop by today for any one of our delicious breakfast sandwiches, including the new sourdough bagel sandwich for just $1.99. Just the thing.
The Hyundai Elantra, a comparison. More standard features than a Toyota Corolla LE. All for over $1,700 less when comparably equipped. And only the Elantra is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like we have a winner. Test drive the Hyundai Elantra. Nicely equipped for just $12,399. At your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Tonight's show is brought to you by WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Boston Red Sox.
All right, here it is. It's Derek Lowe against Andy Pettit for Game 2, Dennis. And Andy Pettit has been tough against the Red Sox at times, but you can see this season a 5.04 ERA in 4 games.
This guy is a big game pitcher. This guy's huge. He pitches great against the Red Sox. You know, expect him. He had to do it against Minnesota. Now he's got to do it again. And Derek, you can't get any more nervous than what he just went through in Oakland.
Well, I think what the Red Sox have to do offensively is the exact same thing that they did tonight. Hope to get all of these starting pitchers for the Yankees, high pitch counts early in the game. Now, obviously, tonight we didn't see the best of Messina, but the fact is he had a lot of pitches early in the game, and you got to get to the middle part of this pitching staff for the Red Sox offense. You know, get these good starters out of there as soon as possible. Try to get them out of there in the 6th inning and work on that middle pitching, because that middle pitching for the Yankees is not very good. Go to 3 guys before you're going to get to Rivera.
Any concern from either of you guys about Derek Lowe and the workload that he's had?
I don't think so at all. I think his confidence is sky high. You know, I mean, I know he hasn't pitched well on the road, but if anybody can go out there and pitch in the 9th inning like he had to, I'll tell you what, this is a breeze.
Winning Game 1, too, Jerry, I would imagine takes a lot of the pressure off of Derek Lowe for tomorrow.
It should take the pressure off the whole team. I mean, really, you know, I heard Embry mention the fact that, you know, we'd love to have a split, but now you want to sweep them in Yankee Stadium. You want to go out tomorrow, win tomorrow, and go up 2-0, come back to Fenway Park where they played great baseball all year. If you do that, it could be a very short series. So they're in excellent shape by winning Game 1. The Yankees were playing terrific baseball, obviously, coming off that Minnesota series. The Red Sox really struggled hard in that Oakland series, and to go into Yankee Stadium tonight and quiet that crowd the way they did, pick up that first win. It's huge.
And it's also different, too, to win Game 1. A lot of times you win Game 1 in a series like this with your ace. Your ace is waiting to pitch Game 3.
That's right.
That's what makes it nice. You know, you got Lowe, who's your number 2 guy. You know, you go to Boston 2 games down looking at Petey, you're in trouble.
By the way, since 1969, the team that has won Game 1 on the road, it's happened 14 times. That team went on to win the series 8 times, so that certainly bodes well for the Boston Red Sox. By the way, I told you I went to the RemyReport.com, a new T-shirt out.
Yeah, we kind of quickly put this one together because I'm so tired of hearing about the curse. That's all we hear about, so new T-shirt says, curse this.
And that scorecard, I would imagine, at the RemyReport.com. That's going to be a big one, too.
Let's hope so.
Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. The entire crew will be back tomorrow night following Game 2 from the Bronx. Thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, your final score from New York. The Red Sox win it 5-2. And this has been an exclusive presentation of NESN, your ticket to Boston Red Sox baseball. Good night, everybody.